about to start momentarily. Testing out everything. Draw 29, what up? Ha, what up? Shane, what up? We gonna be starting shortly. Sir Cali in the building, I see you. We almost ready. Okay, we almost got everybody. Thank you for the follow, my guy. Just a couple more shares, y'all. If you can, like and follow, appreciate you. All right, let's see if we got everything together, man. Yo. How is everybody doing today? Can everybody hear me okay? Can we get a sound check? Sound check. I think we sound okay. All right. If we sound okay, I will proceed. Just a sound check. I want to go ahead and everybody in the chat, I appreciate you. Burn the chat up. Okay, everywhere. I don't care if you on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, burn the chat up. I'm gonna try to adjust this a little bit. You know what I mean? I want you to be able to. All right, there we go. I feel like that's a little better. Okay, I feel like that's a little better. Sound check, okay. All right, I see some other people. Sound check, good. So everybody can hear me okay. Great. That's all I need to know. Shane, all the way from Melbourne, Australia, y'all. We got fans all over. Big clap for my dog Shane. Okay, big clap. Shane, when you come to the States, man, I see you. All right, I'm here. Yo, we got one hell of a show today. Like I said, you could be anywhere else in the world. You're tuning in with your boy, DJ C Money in the chat. I see you there, sir. Very hot topics today. We try to keep this show steaming. I'm always bringing something new. All right, and pause on that, because that sounded a little, a little pause worthy. That was just me. Sounded a little weird. But we want to go ahead and get this show on the road. So without further ado, y'all, cheers to everybody being here. Y'all enjoy, and let's get to the show. That was the double. I don't know about that, y'all. That might have been a stupid decision. Without further ado, let's get to the damn show, shall we? Let's do it. Okay, now everybody knows our first segment. We have now changed the name. It was Moses Crime Weekly. We have changed the name to Gaming Gone Wild. Okay, we want something more relatable that everybody can understand. So if you're, surfing the web or looking for things, it brings more eyes to the content. Moses Crime Weekly, it's just a little different. All right, I think everybody can understand. Hep, what's going on? Good to see everybody in the chat. For those who do not know, if you are in the Twitch chat, there is Steam key giveaways and other things you can push, I think, ! Command. There's a lot of other things on Twitch. We're going to be bringing that to other platforms as well, but thank you. Now, we're going to go ahead and start this week of Gaming Gone Wild with a lot of deep, dark stories. And for those who do not know what Gaming Gone Wild is about, it is about, we like to do weekly things. I don't want to cover things that's been done, months ago, years ago. I want to cover video game crimes that happen weekly, because they do happen weekly and they don't get enough coverage. And that's what we are here to do. And we've been doing it for weeks and everybody seems to like it. Okay, so we're going to continue bringing it, but we changed the name, Gaming Gone Wild. So let's go ahead and get to our first story, shall we? So, for those who do not know, we covered a story before about a gentleman, Christopher Schultz. He's an Arizona man that was charged with first-degree unaliving and child abuse of a 2-year-old. It was his little girl. This is back in the headlines because for the first time, this family has been allowed to take a family vacation to Hawaii. There are a lot of people that do not like this, but let's not forget the original charge. Let's talk about that. So Schultz left his daughter in the car on a 109-degree day while he reportedly played video games inside for up to 3 hours. Now, the car's auto shut-off feature deactivated the AC and tragically unalived the 2-year-old. What's wild, that's even more, they rejected a plea deal for 10 to 25 years, and somehow they allowed the Hawaii trip. It's very unexplaining, but I wanted to go ahead and cover this because it's something we covered before. But nonetheless, there will be a trial, I believe, in October. He is still under the indictment for the unaliving of the 2-year-old. Okay, that's crazy. We covered this story. Just the fact that you go in and play video games and forget that your child is in the car, I think that's an addiction, and video games have taken it too far. But this is the latest update. He's going on a trip to Hawaii with his family. I do want to say I don't want to stop anybody from doing anything, because I do understand losing your child is a loss. He's hurting, so I don't want to just totally bash him here. But it's just crazy they denied the plea deal, but then let him go, knowing that they're trying to give him more than 10 to 25. It's just very strange in this case. So nonetheless, let's go ahead and move on to the next case here. All right. So, and by the way, I just want to speak, first, hold on. Let's go back to that one. I just want to speak on something else. This is very important. I just want to mention it. I seen this in the news. I didn't bring this to the topics today. But there was a man in Pennsylvania, and I'm not sure of his name. I thought I had it somewhere in here. Jeremy Erb Jr. There was a 23-year-old man in Pennsylvania who had aggravated assault and child endangerment, okay, after reportedly breaking a 5-month-old's ribs because he was constantly crying while he was trying to play the video game. This is something that's seriously an addiction. You see a lot of lawsuits coming forward about video game addiction. Video game addiction is real. I don't want to underplay it at all. It is a serious thing. How does everybody feel about that? Does everybody feel as though video games is an addiction? I just want to go ahead and comment on that. But let's go ahead and move forward to the next topic. Okay. We're going to talk about, this is crazy. I can't even believe this one here. Okay. So this one here is about a mom, and this mom is a G. I got to go ahead and pull all this up. This mama is the biggest G I've ever seen. I don't know if it's just cruel or G, but this mama that you see on screen, okay, I want to go ahead and play that back here so I can get her face on screen there. All right. And I'm going to make sure, because I actually think we have a mistake. Let's see. Okay. No, we got things right. All right. Just want to make sure things are right. But that face right there, let's pause on that face right there, because I want to go ahead and talk about this lady right here. So this lady right here actually shot, and I'm going to say shot. We don't care about the monetization today. Let's just kill the monetization today. Forget it. This is Hazel Benson. Put some respect on the 72-year-old Hazel Benson. Hazel Benson's a 72-year-old woman from Mesa, Arizona, who has been charged with aggravated assault, disorderly conduct, and discharging of a firearm after she shot her own son in the stomach following an argument over video game noise. I want y'all to take a look at that face right here. This lady right here, it was noise she heard from the video game. My mama used to snatch the plug out. You know what I mean? She ain't like it. My mama just come, bam, mama, I had to save. I don't give a buck. You know, that's how my mama used to do. This mama or grandmama right here is a little bit different. All right, a little bit different. So, her name is Hazel Benson. Her son is 38 years old. And while playing video games too loudly, which was not for Hazel's liking, let's say that for sure, neighbors and police confirmed that she was upset over the constant noise. And when the situation escalated into an argument, Hazel grabbed a hand, blizzy, shot her son dead in the stomach for the game noise. The son apparently had gone for a walk to cool off after the verbal fight earlier that evening, right? So they had a verbal fight. He came back, and when he returned, Hazel allegedly blocked the door and wouldn't let him in. We've seen this before. They say, hey, you can't come back. What you need, if it's not your home, young man, you got to apologize, okay, right now. But nonetheless, she claims he lunged at her with fist, and she had to do what she had to do. She don't play no games. Once he tried to swing at her, she popped him. So this is Hazel Benson, y'all. This is another case of mama gone wild right here. Holy hell. Hazel Benson is a straight. Yo, my mama, I'm telling you, my mama didn't snatch the plug out. My mama didn't just hit the TV off. And I be thanking God when you, hey, don't all y'all, when y'all was younger, thank God when your mama just cut the TV off? Right? Because your game was still there. Now, some games don't pause. So if you went online, you're still pretty pissed. But when you pull the plug, oh, man, you give me the disconnect. I don't get the... This lady right here, Hazel Benson, something else. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Told you, we got one hell of a show today. Yes, it is more dark side of gaming. In Davenport, Florida, a family turned an argument into a fatal afternoon after a 9-year-old child was punished for playing Fortnite, grabbed a loaded handgun from the drawer, and the child's stepfather, you heard that, I gotta take that. The child's stepfather, 43-year-old Kelly Garcia, and the child's mother managed to take the gun away. But what happened next was crazy. Garcia's adult stepson, 26-year-old Azrael Martinez, walked in during the chaos and confronted Garcia. Beef is on. Now, words escalated, and you guys know how that goes. They're going back and forth. It's getting real heated. But after the escalation of words, there were some bullets. Garcia fired multiple rounds into Azrael's chest, abdomen, and back, instantly unaliving him. Police say there is no evidence that Azrael was even being physically aggressive. He just questioned the man with a gun. Garcia now faces second-degree unaliving charges. This is sad. So, one thing I want to mention too, didn't make the cut, but it was a separate story. Tragically, there was another story where someone else was shot, very similar. And I'm not going to go too much into it. This is disturbing. I don't even like talking about these things. But nonetheless, this man was unalived over a dispute from Fortnite. I've been a lot of dumb things in my life. I remember actually getting into a fight over Carmelo Anthony. The dumbest fight of my life. Nah, I've had dumber. But it was over Carmelo Anthony. I don't know him. I don't know nothing about Carmelo Anthony. To fight somebody over somebody you don't even know or something like this is crazy. So we want to go ahead and send our prayers to the family. And I hope everything gets better. I hope everything gets better. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Hep, some use the slip and some flat out pop you. He's right. That's what happens, man. Now, this one is about a story we covered before, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about the latest details of it. So the victim was L.J. Washington. He was 14 years old, and he was destroyed at home while playing video games within the home. He was just sitting down playing video games. That's all he was doing. Now, this happened around 9:30 p.m. on January 1st, but there were new details and they actually discovered who these individuals were. They believe, okay, they're alleged right now. They have their right to a fair trial. According to investigators, shots were fired from the road, striking the house and a vehicle in the driveway. Two others inside weren't injured, but LJ didn't make it. Now, over a year later, authorities have named the three suspects that they have in LJ's unaliving. That's Jeremy Keontae Warren, who's charged with unaliving possession of a weapon during a violent crime and aggravated breach of peace. Alex Joseph Bush, who was charged as an accessory before the fact of the crime happening. And we also have Nashawn Benjamin, who is 20 years old, also faces unaliving and weapons charges, but is currently in federal custody on totally unrelated charges. Now, this is sad because I'm going to be honest, this touches me because I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. A lot of people don't know that. And I did move out to projects. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Daddy. But I remember being in the projects. I remember fighting for no reason. I remember pumping gas for change with random people that are adults. I have no idea who they were, who could have thrown me in a car. I remember being at a park where, gangs was 24/7. You couldn't even play. If you lose, you're going to get, popped. I'm from there, so I really relate to this story of someone being in the house playing video games, which is something I did my entire time going through school. It's something that got me through times in my life where I could have just knocked somebody the hell out. And for him to be unalived while doing that, just sitting in the home because somebody does a drive-by. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, there is gaming gone wild this week's episode. It was tough, man. I told you that was a tough one to get through. A lot of it's crazy things that go out there in gaming. A lot of people don't realize these things are happening weekly, updates weekly on constant things that are happening. And a lot of these things there's certain things I didn't cover because there's just so much. But I'm glad we were able to get to those. Now, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next segment. Now, I don't know if my buttons are still working because I haven't touched this thing in a while. Okay. Nintendo news. Let's go. Let's take this off, man. It's time to get serious. Nintendo news is everything Nintendo, man. We got a lot of people who care about Nintendo. Some people don't. But I'm a guy who everybody knows. When I first created that YouTube channel that started all this, it was talking about Nintendo Switch modding, man. I was the man, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm joking. But I was definitely, and I still do my dabbling in the scene. I speak with people and things like that, but I'm not into the scene like I used to be. But with Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 and all these different modding news, we got to cover a lot of different things. So we're going to talk about a lot of these things. First, I want to talk about the Switch 2 and variable refresh rate limitations. This was nasty work by Nintendo. So Nintendo confirmed that variable refresh rate support is only available in handheld mode. Yes, I'm not joking, y'all. I know, calm down. I know. Variable refresh rate is only allowed in handheld mode. That's kind of crazy. I would think it would be backwards. I would think variable refresh rate would be available in a dock mode. But apparently, Nintendo has confirmed that it's only going to be available in handheld mode. Now, there were earlier claims on their website that the dock mode does support variable refresh rate on compatible TVs. Now, I don't know if something else later may come with that, but a lot of people disappointed. So variable refresh rate in handheld mode is supported by 120 hertz display and enhanced by NVIDIA G-Sync technology for smoother gameplay. So for all those who go crazy over looking at those games, and I do think I'm one of those that I started getting freaky over the way my games look, okay? I think variable refresh rate is something that should be allowed in dock mode. You're tripping, Nintendo. You're really tripping, okay? Now, let's talk about Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders. Everybody, listen up. You want to get your pre-orders ready, okay? Pre-orders for the Switch 2 have sold out in most places, but, and there's a big but, okay? Y'all need to listen up. I see my man Did You Know in the chat. Yo, what's going on? I know. So, pre-orders for the Switch 2 have sold out most places, but GameStop, Walmart, and Best Buy are offering limited restocks. GameStop holding midnight launch events with limited number. They want people to line up. They want you to start showing out. They want to take viral videos of the lines. Okay. And some retailers are still offering bundles at a higher price. You might see these $700 bundles, $600 bundles, things like that. You still have those floating around. Okay. So for everyone, damn, almost knocked over my damn mic. For everybody that's looking for a Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order, just look out. I think Target's going to have some in stock, actually in store once it's released. So if you are one of the people that did not get a Switch 2 pre-order, you still have a chance. There is limited stock, okay? Did you know, said F Nintendo, okay? You know what I'm saying? He said Switch over here, Nintendo's. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna get me a Switch 2, man. I didn't even go for the pre-order. I didn't even try. I'm one of those dudes, I might just go to the store and cop one. If I have to wait until, it gets better, then I'll wait till it gets better. I'm not one that's going to go crazy over the Switch 2 upon immediate release. I've seen how that goes sometime. I did it with the Xbox Series X, but I'm not doing it again. All right? So, let's move on. USB mouse support on the Switch 2, y'all. I think this was amazing. This was actually amazing to hear. USB mouse support official on the Switch 2. It's going to support USB mice support. I think we got to give a clap up for that. I think we got to give a clap up, Nintendo. I'm going to give you props, okay? I ain't going to hate. Isaiah, we cop up front like we on the block. He cop his Switch 2 up front. You know what I mean? I feel you. Okay. I might have to, they got limited restock. I might have to cop up front. My bad, Isaiah. My bad. I might have to cop up front. You're right. I'm slipping on my Scottie Pippen. That's me. Okay, but Nintendo Switch 2 has the ability to use USB mice with certain games like Nabunga's Ambition Awakening Champion Edition. Now, this feature enhances accessibility, giving players an alternative input method for certain titles. And this is something that wasn't available before. I got to give Nintendo their props. The official demo confirms seamless mouse integration, though it's unclear how many titles will support this feature at launch. So you think of a lot of games where you can now click and move with your mouse. You don't have to do anything else. You have a mouse that is supported. You can use it. Simple as that. I ain't gonna lie, Nintendo. I'm gonna give you up. Hey, my bad. My bad. You know what I'm saying? Shut up. I know. I should agree. Now, Switch 2 launch in Japan. Let's talk about it. I told you, we got tons of Switch news. All right, and we got a lot of hot stuff to talk about. But Nintendo, they've been dropping the news. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I think that this Switch 2 console release is the most hyped console release ever in the history of console releases. Am I the only one that feels that way? And it might be overhyped. It might be overhyped, but I've seen so many leaks, so much talk. Nothing else. Every time Nintendo makes a hum about the Nintendo Switch 2, news is dropped about it. So that's just me. Nonetheless, and everybody, if you're here, we got 89 people live between all platforms. Please hit the like, share out. I thank you all for tuning in. Now, Nintendo Switch 2 launch in Japan. They actually have 1.2 million units set to launch for the Switch 2 in Japan. This is going to be a strong release for them in Japan. It's going to surpass the last time they released a Switch. It was 330,000 units at launch. So just take that number, 330,000 units. They have tripled, quadrupled, hell no. They have taken that shit. They made sure there is enough stock there in Japan. So you're going to see 1.2 million units of the Switch 2. That is crazy, Nintendo. I'm going to give you that. Hype is high. The release will be underwhelming. How do you guys feel like the release of Nintendo Switch 2 will be? Will it be underwhelming, overwhelming? I think that it would have been overwhelming if they would not have released Super Mario Kart or Mario Kart. I call it Super Mario Kart. I'm old as hell. All right, I remember playing on Super Nintendo with Super Mario Kart. All right, my bad. But since they released the latest Mario Kart 9, I believe, I think that's going to keep it afloat for a long time. So, other than that, I would have probably said some Mario Kart 9 is going to be crazy. But, might be underwhelming. I might be with you. So, let's go ahead and move on. There's a another homebrew menu. For those who do not remember, there was a lot of drama about the homebrew menu for the Nintendo Switch. The developer actually stated that there was Nintendo code within it. A lot of people do not want to touch the homebrew menu anymore. So you have seen new homebrew menus come about. There has been one, I'm not sure to even pronounce it. It's like Spira homebrew menu. Okay, it's a new homebrew menu for Nintendo Switch designed to allow users to access and launch all their unofficial software. It's an open source project available on GitHub, and you can go ahead and check that out. Okay, Namo69 with the hate. I feel you. There's a lot of people hating on Nintendo, man. And I'm one. I ain't even got the pre-order, but I'm a hate a little bit. But once I get the pre-order, I'm gonna be like, hey man, Switch 2 gonna be the best. And it might get modded when you hate. Hey, let me ask y'all this. Is Nintendo Switch 2 bad if it comes out day one and somebody finds a mod for it and you can get all the games? You know, I ain't finished that statement, but y'all know what I'm saying. All right, so status monitor overlay for the Nintendo Switch has been updated because Atmosphere was updated with the latest Nintendo Switch firmware. So if you like to have, which is something I use often, I always use status monitor overlay. I like to be able to see what's going on with my Switch. I like to see the CPU, what's wrong, you know, a lot of other things. And then those overlays are amazing, man. Like oh my goodness. If you have not used overlays on a modded Nintendo Switch, you need to start using them. They are the best thing ever. You can have background music. You can have text files of your cheats going while you're playing your game. You can actually pull up your cheats right there and go boop, boop, click on your cheats, turn them off. If the cheat gets you stuck in a game where you can't die, just go right there, boop, boop, turn your cheat off and die. Like, it is amazing. Definitely, if you have not looked into using overlays for your Nintendo Switch, you need to. But status monitor overlay was also updated. Okay. Now, I could go ahead and talk about a lot more, but I'm going to just go ahead and end it there. We got so much Nintendo news. I can go on and on and on and on and on. All right. Nintendo news. The first time we went ahead and ran Nintendo. So I'm going to just go ahead because we got so much Nintendo news. I'm going to just run down Nintendo news. Like when I have Nintendo, everything Nintendo, man. And for those who do not know, I was part of that Unlock Switch when they was talking about, yeah, we going to release. I'll pull out my Unlock Switch right now. MIG Switch. Talk about it. Now they, you know what I mean? They don't want to say MIG Switch. I think it's MIG Flash now, right? But still, part of that release. I've been, and shout out all my folks that was part of that, man. All right? Shout out all y'all. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Like I told y'all, we got one hell of a hot show today. We got a hot show today, man. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, now I could have did that with I could have did that with my buttons. I shouldn't have clicked that myself. My bad. My bad, OBS. I won't touch it next time. I'll go ahead and click the buttons. All right? So, y'all, this came across my desk, and I thought this was the most biggest bullshit I ever heard in my life. But it was something I had to talk about because it actually caught a little wind. Okay? Rockstar Games recently has pushed the release of GTA 6 to May 2026, and while most headlines focused on the disappointment and the memes, a deeper conversation was bubbling underneath. So according to psychologist Christopher Ferguson, and this is also backed by research from Patrick Markey, Scott Cunningham, and others, okay, that there's a consistent inverse correlation between the release of popular video games and real-world violent crimes. Now let's dig deeper into that, okay? So, when games like Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty launch, they've noticed that violent crime drops. Let's start there, okay? Do y'all believe that? I'm one of those people that, I used to not look into the psychology of things. I'm like, it's bullshit. But when you start looking at things like crime, right, and you look into where crime is located, there's hot spots for crime. Crime ain't happening all over. Majority of most places are safe. There's hot spots, and they keeping that shit in hot spots. Let's be honest. So when you start developing the psychology of things, which means criminals around these certain things, these things lead to crime, right? So there is some psychology to things. So I want to ask y'all, do y'all think games like Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty, when they launch, actually stops violent crime? Now, the theory is routine activities theory. All right. Now, this is what it is. I didn't tell you. I pulled all this shit up. That's how I tell you the shit in my desk. Okay. Routine activities theory. Young men that group statistically most prone to commit violent crimes are too busy gaming to get in trouble. Y'all, these psychologists are saying most of the people who commit crimes play games. Is that a bad study? Now, will we agree to that? So, hey, let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna keep you real. Now, we gonna go ahead and break it down. I went ahead and seen behind them bars, man. Unfortunately, I seen it. I'm sad to say. I ain't gonna talk too much about it, but I got some stories to tell. And I can tell you there are many people behind there that are very good at Madden. Why is that? It's a lot of people very good at a lot of games, man. Good at spades, right? Sleight of hand. You got a lot of people, man, in there, you know. But I'm just saying, that's what they say, all right? Now, with GTA 6 being delayed, they are stating that the possibility of causing other game studios to hold off their big releases as well would cause a dry spell. They're saying this will cause a dry spell. Now, they also have data behind this. This is from the National Crime Victimization Survey. It shows youth violence has fallen as violent game sales rise. This is a fact. They proven, okay? So this is some facts. They actually have survey data that shows youth violence has fallen when violent game sales rise. All right? Now, did you know, did Madden stop them from committing crime? It's a good question. Now, when they get out, I don't know. They might have to have a system to play Madden on, right? That's a different story. But they're not stating that GTA 6, the delay, will save the world and all this, but they're saying like little, you know, all these games holding back will cause this. Now, this is a deeper convo. This is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I told you it was bubbling. Now, studies in the U.S. and the Netherlands confirm that lower juvenile crime rates are always after big game releases. Now, I do believe in that because I do think juveniles play games. I think there's some correlation to big game releases, juveniles being in the house playing games, not out to commit crimes. Because, you know, and that's true. I'm going to tell y'all, I wasn't 16 in this day and age, but if I was 16 in this day and age and me and my homies had the latest Call of Duty and we all playing, but now, hey, we played out Call of Duty, ain't no game out, so we go hang out. Something bad happens, somebody goes to jail. I can see the correlation there, right? I can see that correlation, so they have that. But this is just some talking points, okay? Do violent games like GTA serve as a distraction to keep crimes down? First, let me ask that. Or do y'all think this is just bullshit and we can go ahead and move on to the next subject? Because I don't know. I don't know either or. I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of psychologists pulling out this data. These are people that study this shit. And a lot of times when people study data, you can't debate somebody who studied data. Like, who are you to debate a psychologist? Right? But shit, we can't, you know what I mean? So, did you know, if they were sponsored by certain groups, then I would believe them. The correlation is between boredom and things to do, all right? I agree with you there. I do believe the correlation is between boredom and things to do. When everybody knows the saying, an idle mind is the devil's playground. That is the truth. We do the dumbest things when we have nothing to do. How many people had, you know, when you were young, you were 9, 10, your homies sleep over, y'all playing the game all night up to 2 or 3 in the morning. He go to sleep, you dump a whole thing of water on his face. Not thinking that the bed gonna be wet, pillow's gonna be wet, your mama gonna whoop your ass because you got everything wet. She gonna be screaming at you because everybody woke up. Like, it's a lot of things you do when you're idle and you're young and dumb, especially. Okay? You're going to get your ass whooped. Okay? You're going to get your ass whooped. So, nonetheless, that is the psychology aspect of GTA 6 being delayed. And these psychologists believe that crime will rise. So we will continue to cover this and we will look at data. I'm curious to see crime now, from the moment I did this to when GTA 6 releases, and did crime rise between that time? This is what psychologists are pointing out. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next subject, and I'm going to see if I got my buttons right, okay? There we go. Now, y'all, I told y'all we try to spice up the show every week. So, this one, we got a new segment called The Nice, The Naughty, The Nick. Okay, we do it very quickly. Okay, we cover some very nice things, we cover some very naughty things. Okay, and then we cover some Nick shit, some wild shit, some off the wall shit, some buggy shit, some crazy shit. Like, I like that shit that take your mind for a spin, like Black Mirror. Okay, I like something you watch it and then next thing you know, you got to get a left hand doobie. Like, put the tinfoil hat on. You know what I mean? Like, I like shit like that. Okay. So if you like this segment, we'll continue on. Like I said, other segments we have hit on to have been smash hits. So we're going to go ahead and try this one. Let's see if we got this straight. Okay. So we're going to start with Google drops VO3. I think that's how you pronounce it. Google drops VO3 AI video generator. This is a AI video tool that adds sound, lip syncing, and emotions. Okay. And you can see the video right there. Yes. So now AI, if I fall and slip and bust my ass and cry, AI can add tears to me. But this is amazing. I will say this is crazy. I don't know how the hell Google has done this, but this looks amazing for AI. You can see certain things look very weird, but holy hell, this is nice. AI is coming far, y'all. This is getting scary. Very scary. As you can see, looks real. I want people to tell me, just looking at this video right now, can you tell if it's done by AI or not? I don't know. If I look in the background, I might see certain things that I can be able to say. Fingers in the background, I can see being like, not looking correct, certain games. But just looking at the AI itself, it's beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and give it up for VO3 AI. Now, did you know? This shit not for me. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next one, okay? I feel you. So, this guy, a gamer in Vernon, raised over $3,000 for hospice care while live streaming on Twitch. Now, this guy expected to make $300. He went ahead and went live, and he made $3,000. We got to give it up for hospice. That's actually bombing. You see him holding up the check. That is amazing, my guy. Now, imagine you were playing something like Uno. And you just bodying folks and make $3,000. You know what I'm saying? Because what else was he playing? What was he playing? Fallout, Uno? If you don't play games and you just go live to raise money, you're not playing something very active. So you're playing Uno, spades, you know what I mean? Solitaire. What were you playing? And people was just donating because of... But nonetheless, man, this is big. Nice things. We want to go ahead and shout out nice things in gaming with other subjects. So big shout out to this guy right here. I don't have his name right here. I don't even want to put you out there. You might not want me to put your name out there. But nonetheless, this guy raised $3,000 for I think it's Okanagan Hospice Society. All right, let's go ahead and give it up for that. Man. That's very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the next one. All right. So, esports now has a real academic path in U.S. schools. Not only that, it has an academic path in coaching, scholarships, even varsity teams. You are now seeing esports in more schools than ever. If you have not, you need to start speaking to your local school about having esports. If your kids love games, what better way to keep your kid inside of that school? Yes, I don't care if it's about video games. It's about being in an educational environment. As anybody can tell you, your surroundings are everything. If you're hanging with people who hang around the school all the time, your education will probably be good. So I am all for this 120%. And mamas was saying forever, how many times, hold on. Where the hell is my picture go? Did this just take my picture out the way? Oh, hell no. Hold on. We got to do that again. That's crazy. Look at this. Why would the picture take? No. This can't be real. Look at that. What the hell, man? Okay. We going to fix this real quick. My bad, y'all. My bad. We better. Okay. See, I get it. I like to watch things. That's why I keep an eye on the damn stream. Okay. That's why I keep an eye on the stream. Freestyle, what's going on? Dap me up, Harry Knuckles and all. Okay. And let me go ahead and say that again, because I think everybody might have missed it. Okay. I know y'all didn't, but we're going to go ahead. Esports is now being offered in more U.S. schools. Coaching opportunities are being offered as well. So if you're looking for a job, maybe you want to be, instead of being a gym teacher, you can be an esports teacher. Yes, this will be a thing soon to come. You can now continue education within esports because there's more things in gaming than just being competitive. It's learning the knowledge about the development behind the game, developing your own games. There's a lot of things behind that. There's also going to be scholarships being offered and even varsity teams. So imagine being able to get free travel to other states to be able to play other teams. I am all behind this. And like I said, mama's everywhere. My mama was telling me that game ain't gonna do shit. That game ain't gonna get you nowhere. Well, mama, guess what? It's over. That whole statement is done. Now that they're offering esports within schools, you cannot deny your child from wanting to be within esports, within the game. Now, they might fight it back later. That's something else. Okay. Now let's get to the naughty. So this was a weird one. There was a cat arrested in Thailand. It was a stray cat that was booked and arrested after attacking a Thai police officer. He actually got a full mugshot, a paw print record, and was arrested. He was booked. He was released. This F9 did catch charges, but also got a little clout. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie, this is a bad bitch right there. Like, she looked like she don't play no games. So I'm glad they did arrest her, put her behind bars for a little bit. Hopefully she understands what her crimes were, and she don't do that no more. All right? Because I can tell you, ain't nothing worse than a female cat that got, that's out there committing crimes, man. They'll tear your ass up in a second. I'd rather have a female dog on me than a female cat. You know what I mean? All right, so I'm just saying. This cat was arrested in Thailand. This is crazy, though. They did arrest and book the cat. And you can see, cat not that tall. Cat not that tall, man. But he can scrapple. So don't get height twisted. That man throw the hands. They went ahead and arrested him. No, they did book him. This is in Thailand. You can go ahead and look it up. Yeah, he got arrested. They released him. They did. But he got charged. He might have to, I think he goes back to court. I'm not sure. But my man's out right now. You know what I mean? And free my guy. Free my girl, whoever she is. Go ahead and free him. All right? But definitely got arrested. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to Yo, I know. Hey, I'm not lying. You need to check Thailand police. It's not me. Thailand police is doing this. Okay, and I ain't gonna lie. Cat in my neighborhood, throwing some bows. I might have to call the police. Hey, man, look, I got this little cat around here, man. I done scrapped with her, man. She done fucked me up. I need you to come. She fucked me up, man. I tried to give her whatever. I ain't even about to shoot her because I know how that go, right? Let you take care of that. So, nonetheless, let's go ahead and move on. Yo, I told you, this is crazy, man. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, man. So, rapper T Grizzly, you are, nasty work, sir. He allegedly has DMCA'd another YouTuber for exposing a $1 billion GTA glitch in his paid server. Now, I did actually see a little bit of this, and I can tell you this guy's video, if I remember correctly, he was showing how T Grizzly is actually exposing a lot of his fans and using tactics to kind of get money out of them that he considered unfair. So what he did is he went in there and created this glitch and was passing out money all over. And he actually made T Grizzly put him in a video. Yes, T Grizzly actually uploaded a video with him in it. Like, this guy was genius in doing it, okay? But as you see, T Grizzly has DMCA'd him. T Grizzly, that's nasty work, man. You should have just let him do it. All right, it might have hit you. I feel you. It's going to hit your pockets. But one thing I can say is you can go ahead. It's sad to say, but this is the business model world we live in. You have a lot of these cell phone games using these same tactics. We don't attack a lot of these developers, right? So, I mean, we can't just go after T Grizzly because he's doing it in GTA. There's a lot of other fans, right? And T Grizzly is also famous, so I think in a little bit he kind of can use his stardom for that. Like, so it's a little bogus, and there's other people who do that too. Right? If I have a business, if I have a name for it and a famous name, I would use it. I think that is completely understandable, but that is hilarious what he did in T Grizzly. It's nasty work though for the copyright strike. Nasty work. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay. Scalpers. Y'all doing some damage out there in Japan right now. Scalpers are buying Happy Meals from McDonald's just for the anime toys, and they're leaving the meals there to rot. Yes, you can see in the screenshot right there. There are a lot of different McDonald's who just have bags that are there because they make to-go orders. They get like 20 of them, go in there and get out the toys and just leave the food. And a lot of these places have to go back and throw away this food. So if you're in Japan and you are hungry, take your ass to a McDonald's. There is no reason for you to be starving. The moment a toy comes out, just stay at McDonald's. Get all of them, and a lot of that shit got preservatives to be lasting forever anyway. So you might take a lot of them burgers, take them home, put them in the refrigerator, freezer, something like that, heat them up again. Like, you got to get it how it live, you know what I'm saying, when you're homeless. But this is what they're doing in Japan for these anime toys, and it is nasty work. US ain't no better, okay? So I don't want y'all frowning up at Japan, snorting up. You know what I mean? Y'all are just as bad when it comes to those toys from Pokemon, all right? And these Happy Meals. So nonetheless, Japan, can y'all go a little nicer, man? All right, next time, just tell them. Why don't you just tell them? Why don't you say, hey, I'm ordering 20 Happy Meals, but I only want the toy. Can you just put the toy out there for me? Save them the trouble of putting the meals out there and everything. If they tell you you can't just buy the toy, you're not. You're buying Happy Meals, but you're telling them ahead of time. That would be the courteous way. So do that next time. Just call them and say, hey, I'm buying 20 Happy Meals, but I only want the toy. Can you just put the toy in each of them? I'll be up there and I'll pick it up. They grab 20 toys, say, here you go, sir, with a bag of toys. They don't have to make that food. They don't waste that food. And also, they could give that food to somebody. Or you could give that food to somebody. So, nonetheless, that's the naughty. Let's move on to the Nick. So, you already know when it comes to the Nick, it's going to be some weird, wild, crazy, tripped out, don't know what the hell shit. Okay? So, wow, that was amazing. That like flipped right back to me. Okay? So, oh shit, that was amazing too. Like, I got okay, so this one here is about an airline. So, there's going to be a budget airlines that are planning to launch with vertical saddle seats. And they're going to be ready to launch for flights in 2026. So, these flights will be offered for a fraction of the cost of a normal flight on a plane. So they will also be able to carry more passengers because they will be standing, which now allows them to have more room. So if you can fly for the price of a bus ticket, let's say California to New York was $88, and then if you got it round trip was $100, would you fly the entire time standing up in these seats? This shit is crazy, but I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of genius. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is some sick, twisted genius shit. Like, I feel like you can increase more people on there if you charge fraction of the cost. You get more people to be able to get on there. Now we got to talk about size. There will be size limits, I'm sure, because you will be standing the entire time. This will also probably discourage people of heavier weight to get on, because you're probably going to be standing. The heavier you are, gravity still continues, so you will be having weight down. You could probably lean back a little bit, but I don't think these seats are set for you to sit, but you will be standing the entire time. I have stood in lines for hours. I could totally do this. So I think it's an amazing idea. What do y'all think? I might be crazy. This might be some wild shit, but that's why it's called the Nick. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. So, Uber. Nah, I'm not lying. I ain't lying. This is not Uber. Let me stop before, because Uber mess around and sue my ass. I ain't dealing with that. But there is now an app where you can actually summon a bodyguard and even pick out their outfit. Yes, I'm not even going to talk about the app, nothing like that. I'm not trying to give out the app, but there is an app that is released, okay, where you can hire a bodyguard. And this is very similar, or eerily similar, excuse me, to Yakuza Like a Dragon, where there's actually a service that you do, where you actually go through and beat up people for other people. So there is now an app where you can hire a bodyguard if you need to go places and you want to be safe. I think this is actually a great idea. This is another. That's why I said the Nick. I know the Nick is crazy. I might say bad, I might say good, but I think this is a great idea. I do think that being able to hire a bodyguard, especially if you can pay right there through the app, if you can get their certifications right there, they're actually certified. You're not just hiring randos, right? You can have women who might want to leave a restaurant, who are leaving a bank, who are leaving certain places, be able to quickly get a bodyguard within their area, similar to how Ubers are done. So now off-duty officers, retired people who are military service, just people who are even National Guard, just any type of armed duty things. You now have an opportunity to still work, kind of like people are doing with Uber. So I think it's a fabulous idea to go ahead and be able to hire yourself a bodyguard. I know, this is kind of crazy. This is kind of crazy for me, but that's what I'm saying. I think this is a great idea. So let's go ahead. This is the Nick. I told you. That's why it's the Nick. It's always something crazy. So the next one. This one was wild. So a woman was mistakenly released from jail. Okay, mistakenly. Happens a lot, believe it or not. You know what I mean? Like, people mistakenly get released. There was a bunch of guys that ran away that are still on the loose, I think, running away from jail. But this woman is now going viral, and guess why? Because she put up TikToks taunting police saying, "You dumbasses, let me go by mistake." Nah, I can't make that up, man. I can't make this up, bro. She is going viral for making TikToks taunting police about how you can't catch me and how you guys simply release me. You're dumb. I'm sorry. She got a point. You're pretty. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. She kind of G. She kind of G. I might have to give it up to her. She kind of G. The lady said, hey, y'all release me on mistake. I ain't gonna lie. She's stupid. I was trying to give her props. I can't even give her props. That's the dumbest shit you ever did. You got released on mistake. All you got to do is lay low. You know what I'm saying? If anything, if you would have came back, they might have released you early. You know what I mean? They might have released you early. You got no choice. You still want it. They're still going to get you. That was kind of dumb. If I got released, I would have been like, I would have got a lawyer, right? I would have been released. I would have got a lawyer. Now you got power. You go ahead and turn yourself in. And then when you turn yourself in, they would say, oh, this was a mistake and talk about it. And your lawyer would have been like, this is not a game. This is something you have to pay for. And you could have got time off and everything. Chick, you messed it up. Okay. And now, Chelsea's Way, as always, when we get the ladies in here, y'all know what we got to do. Shout out to the ladies. Shout out to the ladies. Appreciate you tuning in. All right, tuning in. But this lady is famous now for that. Now, there was another one that I was going to cover. I didn't, but it was a guy who actually, I think, sued Whataburger for $1 million because there was onions on his burger. I thought that was crazy, but, you know, why would you do that? That's like somebody who just has money. Like, I got money, so I want to sue Whataburger for $1 million because I had onions on my burger. Like, that was too much. So I didn't even put that one on there, but that was crazy. But there we go. The Nick, the nice, the naughty. Here we go. Nice segment. So we go ahead and move on to the last two segments, and the last one is always the best. It's always the best, man. You know what I mean? I love that last one. So let's go ahead and see if this works still. Let's see if it works still. Baka baka. Okay, guys, I wanted to talk about this real quick. Ludicine. I'm not sure if anybody knows about Ludicine, but Ludicine is the Tinder for video games. I have not done much with it. I am a backer, though, for the Kickstarter. I think you could still back it. So if you want to look up Ludicine, you can. But the website is ludicine.com. Now, what I want to go ahead and do is just pull up very quickly. I'm going to pull up the site, and I also want to pull up the video. Okay. I know. I want to see if y'all hear that first. Okay, I know y'all not going to hear that. So let me get this straight. Change this right now to Chrome. I'm going to unlink this. Move. I hope I got this right. I hope it doesn't. Now, let me know if y'all hear. You know what? I'm just going to turn this all the way down. I'm going to test this out real quick. And I'm going to see if we can hear it. Okay. Does anybody hear any? Okay, I don't hear anything.
Whenever you want a new card.
And hold on, I don't want to make it too loud. Okay.
What's a game that you know and like? You can drag it into that play.
Okay,
area.
there we go.
That gives us a starting.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and actually show quickly the demonstration video, and we're going to go through it right now. So everybody probably doesn't have access to this, but you're going to see it right here now. I haven't tested it. We're going to test it, and we're going to find out how the hell this thing works. It's supposed to be the Tinder of video games, so we're going to give it a real run for its money to mother bruckin' day. Okay? Shout out Ludicine, though, man. I like anything, and I back anything that I feel like, even any indie project that I feel like has something, right? It's got something. So let's go ahead and show this video. As you can see, this video is unlisted right now. Let's go ahead and make it large. There we go. So
there are a few different ways to start with Ludicine 0.1. Our picks, new and upcoming games, or recent discoveries.
And I need to watch this too.
Different cards to get you started on your new run. Whenever you want a new card, you just tap that game's deck and it deals in your next suggestion.
Okay.
When you spot a game that you know and like, you can drag it into that played favourites area that gives us a starting signal to build this run. For games you don't like or aren't good for this run, you can swipe up to discard them, and that gives us another signal to continue building. You can also just skip a game by tapping the game's deck to deal a new card. If there's a specific game you want to add to the run, tap search, enter the name, and you'll see that card appear. In this way, you build up your deck of played favourite games that gives us
search games you like
to suggest new games to you. If one of those games you haven't played and don't know, but you think you like the look of, you can drag it down into that pinned area to save so you can come back to it later. If you want to see more game suggestions, just tap the recommended tab and you'll see them laid out here. If you drag your finger along those games, you'll see the favourite games move to indicate how strong a signal we're getting to suggest the game you're looking at. If you like the look of one of these games, you can raise it up into that main card area, which means tapping on the front you can view the trailer, and also flipping it over you get to see the prices. Again, if it is a game that you haven't played but you think you'd like to, drag it down into pinned and it will save it for later. You can also tap on any game in the recommended area and that will move it across to pinned as well. When you're ready, you can tap on the expert deck to bring in an expert to influence the tastes of games we're suggesting. Once you've found one, drag them down into that played favourites area and their tastes will...
Now, does the sound still good? Somebody told me it was actually echoing. So I thought I fixed it.
...affect the suggestions of games that you're being suggested.
I'm ready to dive in.
In this way, you can work with your selected expert to build up games that lean into their taste. When you're ready, if you raise the recommended area,
okay. I think I got it.
Over the cards, you can see the signals that are coming from the expert and their suggested games that are building your recommendations.
Got it.
Removing that expert card
Hold on, let me
reshuffles those recommendations back to our baseline.
All right, we just gonna ruin it. I ain't got to, I feel you. I could watch the entire video, but let's get to it. Let's go ahead and test this out right now. All right, Ludicine. Let's pull it up. All right, bam, there we go. So we are using Ludicine version 0. I don't hear an echo. You didn't hear an echo, bad player? All right, my bad. Maybe that was on me. Small echo, but not noticed. Okay. I think I had a little echo, but I appreciate y'all. Bad player, what's going on, man? I see. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and do a new run, right? That's how we do it. We hit new run. Game discovery from people you trust. Currently, the web app is only designed for use on mobile. Are you for real? So the web app is only for use on mobile? Like, yo, that is, okay. So you telling me I have to go to it. So let me see if I can go to it on mobile. Let's just see, ludicine.com, right? I'm going to try it. And if so, I could actually share my screen, I think, from my phone right now. So I'm going to try that. Let's hit new run. Yo, this is, look at that, man. Hold on. Let's stop the share on this. Look at that, bro. Comes right up on the phone. We got to test this. So I'm going to see if I could share my screen real quick to test it. I want to share my screen so bad. I might mess up everything, y'all. You know what? Nah, we're going to set that up for later. We'll set up for later. We'll do a whole thing and test Ludicine later. But so y'all can see, okay, there it is right there. It gave me my first game, Rocket League, okay? I don't rock with Rocket League at all. So I'm going to discard that. I'm going to go up. I don't mess with Rocket League. I'm not one of those. Up. Can I turn the sound up on this, man? Can we get some sound? Make it sound good? The case of the Golden Isle. I don't know what the hell that is. It's up. Oh, so this is like Twitter for real. Bury me my love. I don't know you, right? Fortnite. I ain't gonna cap. I play Fortnite, right? I play Fortnite. So I'm gonna put that down. Play favorites. So now it gave me Crab Champions. Hell no, I ain't played no Crab Champions. Into the Breach. I haven't played Into the Breach. That's going discard. Apex Legends. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really play Apex Legends. But I damn near could play Apex Legends. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yo, it put it in my pin games. Hold up. There we go. All right, I took it out. There we go. All right, there we go. So next game, Boundary. So, yo, this is pretty fire, though. As we go through, I'm actually going to have to do this with everybody. So if, let's say, Boundary. And look, so it's a little video on there. Let's see what happens if I press play. That's pretty dope. Okay. So it shows the trailer of the game. All right. So it's pretty much supposed to match you. So if I like that game, I could take it. I'm going to hit discard. Don't rock with it. But the point is to find games that you have not played that you would like, that you find out you like later. So we're going to do a whole nother thing on that. All right. But I'm actually going to run through that and test. And I might find some other things, okay? Now, did you know need some more work? And, yo, we're going to have a joint. I'm actually going to go live, and we're going to do it again. I'm gonna actually connect it to the phone and go through it. And I want to see what we come up with. If we actually get games that we want, But I love the concept, love the idea. I like trying to take gaming to the next level, and they tender for games to find. Because how many times we find games, like I can give you an idea of a game I found just through testing games. Hong Kong Massacre. Hong Kong Massacre. It was a beautiful game, bro. I love it. If you have not played it, you need to try it. Never would have thought I loved that game. But played it one time. It's like, wow, how did I miss this? I'm a guy that loved Loaded and Reloaded on PlayStation, the original PlayStation. All right. Talk to me nice. So let's go ahead and move on to the next subject. And yes, this is the last one. Everybody loves this one. The spiciest subject there is around. Choose your fate. This is a gaming like this or that segment, bro. You only got two choices to pick from. You either pick one or the other. That is it. You do not get the flip-flop. No flippy-floppy shit over here. Okay? Every choice you have to pick. You have to stick with it. You cannot give any positive energy towards that other side. All right? That's the way it goes. And we want nothing but your reasonings of why you like the choice you picked. So, we will go ahead and get to the next one of choose your fate. So, our first one for choose your fate today. Ooh, this is pretty much a good one. Which group rages more? Smash Brothers community or the Call of Duty community? Oh my goodness. I ain't gonna lie, for me, this is a very easy choice. Call of Duty community rages much more. Like, if you want to be called a Negra every single time you play, just play Call of Duty, get online, man. Start winning. You're gonna get called that instantly. Like, that is the first line. It is the first thing you're gonna get called. I love it. I dare right into it. I'm like, yeah, baby. #1 Negra of the world, baby. Go ahead, cotton picking, watermelon, chicken, fried, eating everything, baby. #1 on your ass. Like, I take it to the next level. Okay. Call of Duty, this is like easy to me, bro. Like, Call of Duty, it was the first time I heard somebody being called a Jufro. Like, I never heard that. They was like, man, shut up. You got a Jufro. I said, damn, he said he got a Jufro. That's like new. Like, Call of Duty, you hear some, man, I had a dude tell me one time in Call of Duty, he was like, man, you want to play some game. It sounded mad pause-worthy, right? Like, let's just say tailgating you from the back. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, I don't want to play tailgating from the back. And Joe, I jumped in the game. These folks are trying to box me in and bang me from the back, bro. Like, Call of Duty players are disturbingly disgusting, nasty, mean, have nothing better to do, and are some of the sickest people ever. So this is without a doubt very easy. How can you even put these two choices together? Okay, I had a guy in Call of Duty, one lobby. This is the story he told me. He said the guy was using Juggernaut. We all know from the original Modern Warfare, Juggernaut was cheating. Okay, we all know that. You get shot 100 times and you're still living. Okay, we got it. Now, this guy was like, I'm going to tell you a story about, and I was like, man, we don't want to hear that shit. Another dude was like, yeah, shut your old ass up. Now, he said, shut the old ass up. He was the one using Juggernaut. He said, man, shut up. You're a bitch for using Juggernaut. I said, oh, shit, he like 90. He said, you're a bitch, right? So then we laughing. He 90-something. He said, you're a bitch. Next thing you know, he said, let me tell you a story about Juggernaut. He said, look, man, I got a sister I take care of that's upstairs. She's 1 year older than me. 1 year older than me. He said, I take care of her. You know, I have to help her clean. I have to feed her. I have to, because she's going through some issue, you know. And we like, okay, what the hell they got to do? Right? He's disturbing. He said, I could right now beat the living shit out of her and take her out of this world. But I don't, because I'm not a bitch. So just because the option of using Juggernaut is available to you doesn't mean you use it. I almost wanted to drop one of those flex bombs, man. It made total sense. I said, damn, he right. That is some bitch stuff. Like, you don't have to use it. Like, you got the opportunity. You can do it, but don't mean you got to. I said, yo, my dog, that's killer. That's killer right there. Yo, Divine redeemed the game. Good to see that. He went ahead and redeemed. For those who don't know, you can earn Steam keys on Twitch. My man got the Evil Within 2 from Steam. Ooh, go ahead and enjoy that, man. We're going to break you off. We're going to break you off something nice, man. All right, now, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. That was an easy choice. Come on, man. Oh, okay. Okay, now we talking. Now we spicing up. Which game deserves a true sequel? Banjo-Kazooie or Jack and Daxter? Y'all, this tough, man. Why they doing this to me? I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna pick one, and I just gotta stick with it. And it's nasty work, bro. It's nasty work, because I don't even feel right. But I gotta do this to you, my dog. Jack and Daxter all the way, man. Jack and Daxter is a series that went so underrated, man. Jack and Daxter don't get the respect that they deserve. Jack and Daxter is a pair that are hilarious. They go through everything together, man. Man, they ain't never get the right sequel. Banjo-Kazooie got nuts and bolts. He got a good try at it. He got a swing at it, Banjo-Kazooie. You failed. Okay, that was their try. That was it, Banjo. You got your swing. You missed. Jack and Daxter never got the proper swing. That's not fair. This is not a fair combo. I have to be one-sided as much as it hurts me. Banjo-Kazooie is such a great game. I gotta keep it real. Jack and Daxter, easy. It deserves a true sequel. Sony, you better do right by Jack and Daxter. You better not mess that up. I swear I'll come down there and elbow drop you, Macho Man Randy Savage, off the top ropes if you mess up Jack and Daxter official true sequel. A true one. We don't want no play one. I want true. I want all the platform shit with it too. I want everything. My bad. Woo. Okay. Now we got a lot of people. So let's go through a couple choices. Bad player. Banjo-Kazooie. Respect. Respect. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts ain't a true sequel. Let's be honest. That's not a true sequel. That ain't what we wanted. We wanted like a Mario Sunshine, right? We wanted something, at least stay in the realm. They didn't do that. Divine. Jack and Daxter. Jack and Daxter. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Now, bad player. Just laughs out loud. Did you know? I think he meant Banjo-Kazooie, but it came out BJ. So don't mind that, y'all. Don't mind that. He meant BK. Banjo-Kazooie. All right, I know what you was going. I know where he was going, but I got you. And respect. That's a tough one. I'm going to be honest. That was one of the tough ones right there. That was one of the tough ones. So I appreciate that was a tough one. I hated to diss Banjo-Kazooie, man. I hated to diss Banjo-Kazooie, but you got to stick with your guns. That's what Choose Your Fate is about. You got to stick with your guns, okay? Oh, okay. Which comeback hit harder? Metroid Dread? Cyberpunk 2077 after the update? Y'all, this is an easy one for me. I'm going to go and say it, man. I don't even want to look at the chat because I don't want no influence. Cyberpunk 2077 after the updates. Come on, man. Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the best looking games ever. Ever. Nothing further. We don't need to discuss. If you don't believe me, you need to upgrade your TV, bro. You better get you a better system. Upgrade your specs of your PC. Okay? You better get a Series X. Because trust me, I can't even make it past the first level. Because I'm just walking around like, oh, shit. The door open. Oh, shit. What the hell? Oh, shit. The lighting. What the hell? Holy shit. This is amazing. Come on, man. Cyberpunk 2077. We ain't talking about the gameplay. Okay? We ain't talking about all the different updates and things they brought after. Extra weapons, okay? Vehicles and all. Come on. Don't disrespect Cyberpunk with Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread, you all right, but you do not ever step in the realm talking about a better comeback than Cyberpunk 2077. Put some respect on that game after the updates. Yeah, it tanked when it first came out because it was terrible. We're talking about after the updates, okay? So let's go ahead. Let's see what the chat. I didn't want to look at the chat. I didn't want any influence. Did you know Cyberpunk? Okay, feel a little better. Feel a little better. All right, Divine. Cyberpunk after the update pulled through. It did, man. It was scary. Couple games pulled through. A couple of them failed. Right? You seen what happened with Anthem. Okay? Anthem went down the drain. Folks was bragging and everything. Right? Game was trash. Okay? But then you got No Man's Sky. You got Cyberpunk. You got some games who thrive after the failing. I like that. Okay? And he said, bruh, Nintendo. That was an easy one for me. That wasn't even no going back and forth. Was nothing else to do. Blizzard Fox, what's going on, my dog? What's going on? Good to see you, man. Now, this one, which Nintendo move is worse? I couldn't wait for this. Oh, thank you, Lord Jesus. Because this is very easy. This is like, I don't even know why this had another subject to go against. It is nothing that can beat this one right here. It is $80 Nintendo Switch games. Come on, man. It is no reason for Nintendo Switch to go $80. We all know Nintendo Switch games is not about to be up to par with the Xbox and Sony games, bro. Let's be real. I don't care what y'all say, how y'all try to slice and dice it. Let's be honest. Visually, you want that home console to be able to play on. You're going to play a Series X or a PlayStation 5. You're not going to be using the Nintendo Switch 2 as your home main console. I don't care what anybody say. Okay, you could try to bubble that up however you want to. Nope, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Okay, you don't even got variable refresh rate in a dock mode. It ain't happening. Okay, $80 Nintendo Switch games? Them games should be $60. They know that. We know that. $60. That's it. It should not be $1 higher. Unless you give an anniversary, a definitive edition, a champions edition, tournament edition, elevated edition, I don't give a damn. You better be giving something edition, because I'm not going to pay $80 for a Switch game. I'm sorry, man. Y'all, no. Inflation has gotten sick. And we have just starting to just buy into the shit. We need to stop right now. How many of y'all playing those free mobile games and you spending $5 or $10 every month and you don't even think shit about it? You got a Netflix subscription paying $20-something a month. You don't think nothing about it. Add all your subscriptions up, okay? You could probably buy 3 of them damn Switch games, okay? And now you about to add Switch games on top of, nah, man. We got to stop this ahead of time, y'all. If we want to go ahead and lower the price of the games, we got to start making a stance. I suggest everybody stop buying digital. Stop buying. I'm no longer buying digital. That's it. I'm buying nothing but physical. We all buy physical. We going to hit them right in their wallets. Pow! You know what I'm saying? Hit them in their wallets. $80 games, not even close. Backwards compatibility. Man, ain't nobody trying to play the Wii U or the Wii on the Switch. We got modded systems. The Wii and the Wii U are both modded. They're pirated to hell. We got every game we could ever want. Okay? We don't need backwards compatibility. Trust me, I go buy one of them things for $40. Modded. I got every game I want. Okay? That's all. That's it. That's it. End of discussion. My bad. All right. Did you know backwards compatibility? Because he says games are always high. Respect. Games are, I ain't gonna lie, $80 starting to become the norm. That's what it's looking like. Bad player. Nah, $80 is worse because now Xbox is following their lead, and you never know if PlayStation will as well at this point. You know PlayStation will, bad player. You know. Good call. Okay. Blizzard Fox. $80 games, of course, Game Boy systems all aside, we never really seen a system support 3 platforms. The $80 move was just greed at that point.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Talk to them. Just greed. They know that. Nintendo is nickel and diming us. Why you think they taking down every fan project, artwork, everything? They don't want nothing. And now they scared that. Watch what happened to physical carts with backwards compatibility. Watch, it's going to be something. It's going to be something funky. It's going to be something. Okay, y'all just watch. Just watch. Okay, and I'm not talking about you buying a Switch 2 carts and it's just a license to have the, all that is here on there. Just watch. Just watch. So this one for me was very easy. $80 games. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This is another easy one. Which gamer pain hurts more? Do we really got to even compare these two? Like, do we really got to compare two? This is 2025, sir. If I miss major gaming announcements, I just pull it up the next day. I'm sorry, 80-hour save file being wiped. Of course that hurts more. Right? That can't be right. This can't be the two that's going against each other. This can't be. There's got to be something else. There's got to be a mistake. What's the next one? Okay, that's the right one. That's right. It can't be. I thought that had to be a mistake. Like 80-hour save file. Of course, it is worse. Bro, Do you realize you cannot get back that 80 hours? Like, you can't get that shit back. Imagine some games are RNG. So guess what? What if you randomly get an item that you only can get? There's a 1% chance. Guess what? Gone. Yep, you don't get it back. It's done. I don't even know how you can put up gaming announcements next to 80-hour save. It's different if you said a 2-hour save file. Okay, I might have missed the intro and I might have did something else. Bro, 80-hour save file? Come on, that's the game. You could beat some games in under 80 hours. Like, come on, losing an 80-hour save file would hurt my heart. Some people get in fights over that shit. Some people don't speak to family members for a while over that. Like, do you know that's like erasing a video of a family member? Like that's endearing. That's hurtful, man. Like, stop. Okay? No, it's 80-hour save file being wiped, of course. Okay? Let's go to the chat. I want to go to the chat, man. See am I tripping? Divine, 80 hours wiped from your life. I agree. Easy choice. Easy choice, man. Bro, saving 10 hours from or losing 10 hours from a session hurts. He ain't lying, bro. 10 hours. Do you know what happens in 10 hours in a game? 80-hour save file. Like, come on, bro. This is not even close, man. The fact that we're even having that discussion. Next one. Like, come on. Come on. Like, this is, you can't be real with that one. Okay. So, this is another easy one. All right. Losing the... Yo, Blizzard Fox, I'm not gonna lie, man. You lost a 999 hour and 59 minute save from Pokemon. Does it not reset to 1,000 hours? Does it delete once it hits 1,000 hours or something? Like, what the hell? Why at 99.9959? Like, why? You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna lie, Blizzard Fox. Somebody got to go. Somebody got to go, man. Somebody got to leave the house. If it happens, somebody got to leave. Cat, dog, child, somebody. They got to go. They got to get out the door, man. You know what I mean? Now, this one right here. Which gamer pain hurts more? Okay, another one. I like that. A pre-order and hate at launch. Okay, so a pre-order that you hate at launch. Or missing out on pre-order bonuses. Bro, I'm not going to lie. Nothing pissed me off wow. Nothing pisses me off more than getting a game, pre-ordering it, and it being absolute trash. It is the worst feeling in the world. It is almost like you telling everyone and betting your money on something and just losing. Everyone gets to laugh at you. They get to make fun of you because there are going to be many people who, don't get the game and they look at you like loser. You also probably stood in line like a midnight launch, right? So if you stand in line and you get the game and it trash and it tanks, you actually look like a straight loser, bro. Like, you stood outside for a trash game. Like, people are going to be like, you couldn't even, stand in line for your wife to wait on that sandwich, but you stood in line for a trash game. Like, they start dissing you in all types of ways, man. It is the worst thing that can happen. I don't care about getting trash things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about, pre-order bonus. I get me a brand new this, or, I get some extra characters or extra gun. I get some more points. I don't give a shit about that. Like, they can keep all that. Okay? I don't need a pre-order bonus. All right? I'm come from the era where I don't need a skin. I earn my skins through the game. Okay? I don't need to pay for them. Because however I get. I don't need to spend those extra nickels and dimes if I'm not getting better. Like, you need to make me pay so I enhance the gameplay. I'm not paying for cosmetics. So you telling me, we're going to give you, if you give me some money for some better guns and I get an edge on the competition, all right, maybe. But it's not going to be something I get. No, pre-ordering a game and you hate it at launch, it's the worst feeling in the world. It is terrible. Bro, Cyberpunk, we just spoke about Cyberpunk. I bought it for $10, the collector's edition. You know why? Because it was getting trashed. Everybody trashed it. And I didn't pre-order it. Guess what happened? I waited till it got trashed, and I was able to get the collector's edition with the hard physical case for $10. So, thank you for trashing Cyberpunk early, everyone. Thank you. Now, Let's go ahead and get to the chat. Ooh, okay. 50-50 on this one. Okay. Most pre-order bonuses are usually just in-game stuff. I agree. Most are. They give you like the cosmetics, weapons, points in game, stuff like that. All right. But it said, or tiny trinklets that suck. Now, pre-order bonuses, if they're good for sure. That's going to be bad player. He said pre-order bonuses if they good. Now, if you get a pre-order bonus and let's say that shit is like a statue that you can put in your gaming room, right? Look fire. You get something that's like, yo, you get a pre-order bonus, fire. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. If anything, I just view them as general bonuses and nothing more. I just want the game. I'm with you on that. That's kind of how I am. But old school. But I feel, if the pre-order bonus helps me, like, I jump ahead of the competition, I might. But, I ain't gonna lie, man. If I get a game and it's trash, don't nothing break me more than getting a game, pre-ordering it, and it's trash. It's like betting and losing. It's the equivalent. You know what I mean? So, let's go on to the next one. Ooh, okay. Yo, this is a wild one this week. Because these are like, we usually get different ones. This is okay. I like this. Which trend is worse? AI-generated games or games launching unfinished? All right, let me think this one through. Damn, shit. This one caught me off guard, y'all. I'm not going to lie. Because I hate unfinished games, but I don't know. AI-generated games Oh, my goodness. Damn, this is tough. This is tough, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and say, damn it. Damn, this is a tough one. All right, let me pick my choice, man. I'm going to say, okay, here we go. The worst trend is AI-generated games. And I'm going to tell you why. AI-generated games leads to a freaking triad of problems, if that's even a word for this situation. AI-generated games is going to lead to people creating games nonstop that are crap. So which means there are going to be a lot of what we call bloatware in different shops. Okay, because all you have to do is put in what you want to see and get, just something general around it. It makes it. You can put it up on a store for $1, 99 cents, 2 cents, flood the eShops, right? AI generated games also is going to be taken away from developers if it becomes very good. Video game developers also, they put their little spins on a lot of these things. But if you have AI now thinking of adding spins as well, developers are going to be needed less and less, which means you will have smaller teams be able to create more games. But these larger projects, as you're seeing now, right? These large projects, you're seeing people getting laid off left and right. And I think that's part of AI generated games, man. A lot of things in AI are just going to be hurting a lot of jobs, but also creating a lot of opportunities. I think it's a bad trend. It might come out better in the end for a lot of people, but AI generated games is something that's going to really hurt before it helps. I'm gonna just say that. And it's gonna hurt terribly. Like, there are going to be a lot of people who really create things, and you could offer a great ass game that you created from scratch for $1, and somebody will see another AI generated game and buy it for $2 just because because the price point is so low and they got a couple dollars to spend. They pick the $2 game. Like, marketing tactics are going to be used as well within AI. So this is bad all the way around. AI generated games. I feel like games that are unfinished always can get an update to create, to help it out. So that's just me for games unfinished. Now, let me go ahead and go to the chat. Ab, what's going on, man? Good to see you, my dog. Bad player. Games launching unfinished is the worst because you might be hyped for a game and it ends up being unfinished. You don't even get what you paid for. At least with AI generated, you already know you can just avoid it and pay attention to the good games. All right, I'm with respect on that. Now, bad player. What if you don't know it's AI generated? Right? Like, how many times do we pick up a game and, like, do it say AI generated on the front? Do we look at the developer? How you know? So it's going to be tough, but maybe they should put something on there to say AI generated. I think there should be a label to state AI generated. Okay. Now, Blizzard Fox. That depends on how you view AI generated games. As a comp sci student, it's interesting that AI can, but it now just introduces shovelware apocalypse. Unfinished games is just basically a sad move. Well said. Well said. And both are crappy. All right. Now, okay, we get on. Neo, what's going on? Good to see you. Ab, good to see you. Everybody tuning in. I know y'all tuning in. We getting to it. Now, let's go to the next one, man. That was actually a tough one. I had to take a second to pick that one. I did not expect that to be that tough. Oh, okay. Yo, these are wild choices today. Which ruins games faster? Live service tacked on to single player games? Or open world bloat with repeat quest? Oh my goodness. This is easy for me. Y'all, have you ever played an open world game that just seems like the same shit over and over? You play it and you could damn near go to sleep while you playing it. To me, open world games were beautiful when they first came out. Mario 64, actually started people thinking like outside the box, I think, right? And now, now they got these open worlds that, they're living and they're doing all this shit, but ain't nothing worse than a bland ass open world, bro. You just driving around, ain't no background, ain't no texture. That shit bland as hell. Ain't no people to talk to. NPC give you the same ass comments, the same missions. You walking through the same alley killing nothing but different aliens. And then you get the same power up at the end. You doing the same. I'm sorry, bro. Ain't nothing worse than an open world game that's bland as hell and blah. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was playing Mass Effect. Mass Effect, wonderful series, by the way. Beautiful series that ended terribly. But I will say, I was traveling to different worlds. As you know, you can travel to different worlds. Those worlds were bland as hell. And you know why? Because they weren't meant to be these fabulous big old worlds. They were just meant for you to travel and find little things within them. But that's how some of these open world games be, the full games. That shit be trash, bro. It be trash. Filled with repeat quests. You repeating the same shit over. That shit is terrible. I'm sorry. I'm not dealing with that shit. So for me, this is an easy choice. Open world games that's just bloated with the same bullshit repeat quests and look bland. Okay. At least, the live service, it is tacked on and it's tacky and all that, but hey, it is what it is. That's kind of what they doing nowadays. You got the choice to make your world smaller and make it better. Stop trying to have all this massive shit. You don't have to have the biggest massive world. My bad. I went off a little bit. Let's continue. That was a good one, though. Easy choice for me, but it was a good one. Now, was that the same picture? It used the same picture. That was funny. But nonetheless, different choice. Okay, I like that. Bigger gaming heartbreak. Favorite franchise reboot is trash, or original devs leave and the sequel suffers? Ooh. This is tasty. I gotta say, nothing worse than having your favorite franchise reboot be trash, bro. I can see right now, Devil May Cry. Y'all, I don't know if y'all played that latest Devil May Cry, that action one. I was so mad. I wouldn't even play it. I wouldn't play it. I'm sorry. And it could be great. It could be a great game, but I refuse to play it. I know the Devil May Cry I know. You know what I mean? That ain't the Devil May Cry I know. We was just showing Banjo-Kazooie, and you remember how it started? Nuts and bolts is how it finished, okay? Anytime you reboot my favorite franchise, you better put some respect on it. Nintendo, if you reboot Punch-Out, you better do it right. If you mess out Punch-Out, Nintendo, I will not buy your game. You do not mess up a franchise reboot. You just dump the franchise if that's the case. Because a franchise reboot could not only tear up the franchise, it could tear up the past. A lot of people don't think that. Yes, we'll go back and people will start thinking the story different. Now that game that was it was so beautiful is now trash. Oh, that game that was, man, I love the gameplay back, trash. Man, the way you used to be able to trash. That's what it will be. Trust me on that. Trust me. Okay? Yo, Raptor, thank you for the follow, my dog. Everybody out there following, if you're on Twitch, appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We growing. All right, but that's easy. That's easy work for me, man. Now, it does hurt when the original devs leave and the game suffers, right? But, hopefully you got some similar elements. It still follows the same format, or it's still, it don't have the essence, the full essence of the... What I feel like when the devs leave, I feel like the aura leaves. That's what I feel like leaves. So the game's there, but the aura just leaves. A franchise reboot being trash is just trash, bro. That shit just trash. Like, I cannot explain that any better. The shit just trash. Tomb Raider. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Tomb Raider, that shit was great back in you know what I'm saying? Back in '01 and shit. That shit is trash now. Don't nobody want to go into Indiana Jones again. I'm sorry. Nobody want to go back to the mountains, bro. Nobody want to go back to the caves. The shit not interesting no more. It was interesting. Now, you see what the Mummy did. The Mummy took that shit to the next level. All action, baby. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but favorite franchise reboot being trash. That is it. Easy answer. Bow. Let's go. Marcus, what's going on? Dap me up, Harry Knuckles and all. Good to see you, my guy. Hope everything well. Now, Blizzard Fox, either way, the fans suffer watching their favorite games franchises go. All right. Lazy lunches, hurried launches. Ooh. Now, look. That is, oh, you didn't even say, he said lazy launches, hurried launches. But I said, ooh, hey, I might put that on a t-shirt. Lazy lunches with hurried launches. Oh, man, that's nasty work. I like that, okay? But I agree with you. This is just crazy either way. You're going to lose out. But I got to go with favorite. Yo, ain't nothing worse than a favorite franchise you love, man. Just being trash bags and garbage cans. All right, let's go. Whoa, this is a good one right here. Yes. Let me think real quick. Let me think. This is tough, bro. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. More annoying game mechanic. Weapon durability or forced stealth sections. This is very easy for me. Both can be annoying. But there is only one that is more annoying to me. And it's easy. Forced stealth sections. Yo, ain't nothing worse than playing a game that's upbeat, up tempo. You going through, bow, 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 ducking, poof, the story. Oh my goodness, so boom, something breakthrough, bow, boom, 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 action, all that. And next thing you know, it's like you have to sneak into the kingdom and grab the king's crown. And then you walking through the whole stage like this. Stop, wait, 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 wait. You get the key. Now I can go open the gate. Wait. I'm sorry. Ain't nothing worse, man. Ain't nothing worse than a forced stealth section in a game. It is terrible. And matter of fact, when you put stealth sections in a game from now on, don't do it unless it's a game like Splinter Cell, Metal Gear, you know, some army game, it's Call of Duty. Like, you only do it in something where they actually doing stealth tactics. Don't do it in freaking Zelda, okay? Don't do it in Mario. We don't need Mario just, here we go. He jumps over the whole shit. Mario don't need the, no. I don't want stealth sections in nothing but games it should be in. So this is an easy choice for me. I feel like weapon durability, as much as it might suck when it came along, guess what? Everybody has figured out a way to beat that weapon durability. You either got 100 items in there, you got 7 different swords, right? Hey, oh well, if I can make, I got the resources in the game. I make 7 different swords, and I'm gonna just keep using different swords. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna use some type of money glitch, weapon glitch, or something to keep my weapons fresh. Or something, you know, hey, they got tactics within these games to beat weapon durability. So I ain't mad at weapon durability. And weapon durability is some realism, y'all. Okay? Weapons do break. Hello? In real life, you're not going through a whole life slashing people with the same sword unless you keeping that shit sharpened and you re-stealing that shit or something. I don't know what you call it. But eventually it's going to get dull. And the more you sharpen it, it's just going to get smaller, 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 eventually be gone. That is weapon durability. It's real. Okay? That's it. Now, let me go ahead and get to the chat. I went off right there. Weapon durability for me, I can't handle upkeep in games. Now, I'm going to say this, bad player. I'm with you on that. I am one that I don't like to spend a lot of time in the menu, right? Some people are menu people. Shout out, everybody, my menu folks. Dap up my menu folks. I feel y'all. Y'all like being in the menu, making a mix, mixing things together, building, combining, and all that. I don't like being in the menu. I much rather have unlimited money and buy anything from a store versus trying to keep up with weapon durability, which is something I do. I try to find some way to most games have this. You can find some way to pretty much be rich in every one of these games. Like, let's be honest. We all have been rich in every one of these games. So you should be able to buy every weapon you need from one of these stores. And it's usually one weapon that is the best weapon. And as long as you can get that, you're pretty good. So I feel like I can work around to it. But I agree with you. Upkeep is a bitch. All right. He said, 4 stealth sections. At least GoldenEye gave you the options to go all guns. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I got to clap it up. Hey. That is a good shout out, Blizzard Fox. A lot of people don't realize we were playing GoldenEye back on N64. They had stealth missions, okay? Now, what would happen in these stealth missions was there were different checkpoints for each things you had to complete. So one would be you have to beat the level. Another would have to be you have to defeat this person. Another, you can't be detected. So guess what would happen? They let you go guns blazing. You just wouldn't beat the stealth part. So you move on to the next level. I agree. Games need to take on that. Let people go guns a-blazing, do what the hell they want. And if they don't do stealth, they just lose out on something. I agree. Now, Batman. I agree. Batman should be stealth. Agreed. Batman sneak up on people when he just pop up anywhere. So I agree. Batman stealth makes total sense. He's always stealth. You never fucking hear Batman. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I agree. All right? We on the same page. And that, my guys and gals, is choose your fate. There we go. One hell of a show, y'all. Thank everybody for tuning in, man. I appreciate y'all for being here, everybody. We destroyed it today, bro. That was one amazing show. I'm gonna be clipping all this up. A lot of episodes we haven't clipped, and actually, I'm lying. They're clipped. They haven't been posted. So we're gonna start posting all those clips for some people who are on Twitch earning those stream keys. Continue doing that. We'll probably go live later and be gaming on Twitch. So if you are there, tune in for that. Also for Twitch, I will be doing a I don't know. Let me ask everybody, would I do this on Twitch? Would everybody like a Choose Your Fate marathon across all channels? Like, is that something I should do across all channels? Let me know, because I can do it across Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. I can do it across all, because we have enough content of hours worth of Choose Your Fate. And it will simply run. I want to say we got at least 9 to 12 hours of content of Choose Your Fate. So, I mean, that's most of the time. All right? So, and I ain't gonna lie, Blizzard Fox is gonna be coming up. The Switch 2 launch is here, baby. It's here. It's coming. It's right around the corner. All right, and that's gonna be one hell of an episode right there when we have the Switch 2 episode. Oh man, when that release, that's gonna be some nasty work, man. We gotta talk. I want everybody to come live, show these Nintendo Switch 2s. Anybody got your mods going? I want you to pull out. Yeah, we gotta get busy on that day. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. You know what I'm saying? Had to go ahead, keep it straight. The young boys, they don't understand. When you say, like, back in the day, we used to battle rap and you say, man, I'll eat your ass up. That meant that I would destroy you. Nowadays, if you were battle rapping and you said, I'll eat your ass up, they think you're literally going to eat their ass up. Like, so you got to watch out for these young kids nowadays. Okay? You got to watch out. Literally. All right, yo. Everybody, thank everybody for tuning in. Blizzard Fox, Bad Player, Marcus, thank you, Raptor. We got Neo, Did You Know, Ab. We got Shane that tuned in. Who else? I know I'm forgetting people. I always be forgetting people. Chelsea's Way. Shout out to the ladies. Freestyle in the building. Shout out Freestyle. Nate Mo, Big Nate Mo. Shout out to you. Hep. Shout out to you. Draw. Shout out to you. How was in the building, Sir Callie in the building. Man, so many people. I got so many names. We got so many live on Twitch right now. I appreciate all y'all tuning in. My dogs. We out this